Hello, tax lien investors. This is Joanne Musa, the Tax Lien Lady, and this is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, where I answer your questions about tax lien and tax deed investing live on Facebook. I'm doing this in my business page on Facebook. I'm actually doing it in something called StreamYard that goes directly to my business page on Facebook. And we're also streaming to our Investing for Success group. And when this is done, this will also go onto YouTube and Vimeo. So if you're not on Facebook, no worries. You can see it afterwards when we post it in those other places. So welcome everybody. Just let me know when you come on. Just say hello. Let me know what state you're from so I can best answer your questions, because tax lien investing is different in every state. Now, I've been asking people in the Investing for Success group and asking people in general, what is your number one question when it comes to investing in tax liens or tax deeds? And Christina gave me her question, and I told her I would answer it today. And her question was on, how do you find liens on properties before you invest, especially if you're investing not in tax liens, but in deeds or redeemable deeds. She's investing in Georgia, and Georgia is a state that it's not a deed state, in that when you buy the deed at the sale, they do sell the deed, but when you buy the deed at the sale, you don't own the property yet. You have to wait the redemption period. It's a redeemable deed state. And after the redemption period, and this is the only redeemable deed state that does this, you still have to foreclose. So it is a lot like a lien. Okay. The price of the deed is bid up though, so you're paying a lot of money for it, and you might be able to foreclose on the property afterwards. It's a 1-year redemption period, but in most cases it is going to redeem. But here's the thing, because you have maybe a little greater possibility of getting the property than you do in a lien state, you really need to do some more due diligence, not just what you do for liens. So for liens, the things that you want to know, and I did have a Investing for Success Saturday audio on that went out to my list on Saturday about this, what you need to do when you're doing due diligence for liens, what you need to look at. You need to look at the GIS map. You need to look at the assessment data. You want to know if there's any environmental problems on the property, if it's a flood risk, and if there's a mortgage on the property. Now, all these things you can get with a report from Tax Sale Finders. Now, Tax Sale Finders is a software that my coaching clients and my members get to use when they're a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator or when they coach with me. I make that available to them. And members get 15 property reports a month. Coaching clients get 50 property reports a month. But when you're investing in deeds, you need to do a little more research. But these property reports give you access to more avenues to do the extra research you need to do, because you actually want to see what other liens are on the property. You might want to take a look at the deed. And there are links on the property report page to the assessor's page, to the county records page, because that's where you find out about other liens on the property, and the GIS map. Okay. So how do you find out about other liens on the property? Well, you go to the public records and you look up the owners of the property. So you have to know who the owners are, which you could get from the assessment. If you go to the county assessor's page, you could find out who the owners are. And you need to look up the names of any of the owners and in the public records for any liens on them. Okay, the lien won't be on the property, it will be on the owner of the property. Then you need to If you want to see the deed, which I recommend if you're actually buying a deed or a redeemable deed like you are in Georgia, you actually want to take a look at the deed. You want to look for things like easements, rights of way. You want to make sure that the deed includes the land and the building, right? Not and that because some deeds do not include underground. There might be assets underground that the deed doesn't include. So you want to find out about that. All right. What are your rights if you own the deed, if you own the property? So I want to ask you guys, that's the answer to Christina's question, but I want to ask you guys that are here, what is your number one question when it comes to investing in tax liens or deeds? Let me know, put it into the comments, because here on StreamYard, I could see the comments in Facebook. And also let me know what state you're in. And I will try to answer your question. Now, I also have an announcement for you. I have a webinar. It's a free webinar this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Tax Sale Success for Online Tax Lien Sales webinar. We also cover the online redeemable deeds, and we can also cover live liens and deeds as well. It depends on the questions that I get in the webinar. But the webinar is free, and there will be a free recording too that will be available for a week after the webinar. And Nicole, you can put in the link if people just go to, I think there's a link for the webinar, Tax Sale Success, or is that the link to the workshop? I want to give them the link to the webinar. I think it's a Zoom registration link that they have to sign up for, right? Yep, it's in there, and Nicole has put it in there. You just register for the webinar on Zoom, and you'll get the reminders from Zoom. Okay. All right, so let's see what questions we got. Hi, Fred. I talked to your brother August today. It's good to see you here. Question is, Cook County, Illinois, how far behind does a taxpayer have to be? How many property tax payments missed before Cook County puts the property up for tax lien sale and tries to sell the tax lien certificate? I don't know that off the top of my head, Fred. That is something that I would have to research because I don't do a lot in Illinois. And the reason I don't do anything in the primary sales in Illinois. I have bought Illinois secondary liens. But the reason why I don't do the primary liens in Illinois is because it costs a lot of money just to register for the sale. And it's all live. There are no online sales. Even Cook County, they have an internet sale, but you have to go and use their computers. So it's online. It costs a lot of money just to register. They charge you for the list when you register, and sometimes it's a couple $100 just to register for the sale. So and it's very competitive and gets bid down very low. And the property values are not there in a lot of the places in Illinois. So in the primary sales, I'm not that active in, and so I don't know that off the top of my head. All right. Emma says, I'm trying to get started. I live in Maryland, but would like to do this in North Carolina. Oh, Emma, two different things. Are you interested in liens or deeds? Because North Carolina is deeds. You're buying the property. There's no redemption. You're buying the property. There might be like a 10-day, actually there is a 10-day period where somebody can outbid you when you bid in North Carolina, but you're buying the property and you have to have money to do that. In Maryland, you actually have to have more money, even though you're just buying the lien, because they bid premium in Maryland, but they bid really high because they don't have to come up with all the premium at the sale unless it doesn't redeem and you actually get to foreclose on the property. So Maryland is liens and North Carolina is deeds. So is that what you wanted, to actually buy the property, Emma? Because that's what you get in North Carolina. I believe it's a good state to do that. It has some quirks. It's very different from the other deed states, but it's also not as competitive as the other deed state because it's quirky like that. Okay. All right, you're interested in deeds. Cool. Then North Carolina is a good state. Okay. All right. So, but what is your biggest question about it? And, Fred, I'm sorry I couldn't answer a lot of these questions I can't answer off the top of my head. Some of them I can. There's some states that I'm really familiar with, and there's some states that I choose to avoid. So I don't know that off the top of my head. However, if you're a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, you could easily find that out. You would just go into the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator and to the county resources and look up Cook County, Illinois, and it would give you a link to the county statutes, and you would easily find that information. It's all there. And members of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator have access to that, as do coaching clients. It's only $165 a month to become a member. And if you do it for a year, you get 3 months free. Okay, if you're looking for more information on how to become a member of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator, Nicole can put the link in there. For Nicole, just use the link taxlienlady.com/membership, because that's the easy one, okay? taxlienlady.com/membership. That's where you guys can go to get more information about that. All right. So Emma's asking, where do I look for the deeds? Is it county by county? Yes, it's county by county in North Carolina. And again, we use tax sale finders to find out what's coming up across the country. You could do on tax sale finders, you could do a custom search. You could search just for the deed sales that are coming up in North Carolina. And I don't know if there's anything, none of them are online, okay? Which makes it less competitive. Okay. And what you can do, if there's particular counties that you're interested in, Emma, you could call the county and just ask them when's their next tax sale. And Nicole has put that link in there for you to find out more about the membership. And okay. Yeah, I had a nice conversation with August today, Fred. It was nice talking to him. And we were talking about his insurance policy. I'm so glad that you recommended him to us, because the insurance policy that somebody was trying to sell him did not give him a guaranteed death benefit nor a guaranteed cash value. So yeah, so I'm glad that we're able to help him get something better. Oh, Kelly's signing up for my course. Which one? Which course is Kelly signing up for, Fred? Or was that Mika's course from the webinar that we did last week with Mika? Which, by the way, if she did sign up for that, she gets in on my workshop for, well, if she signed up for it that night, she gets in on the workshop. Okay, you don't recall. That's okay. My best to your daughter, Kelly. All right. Okay, guys. Yeah, Mika course and also yours. Yes, that's right. Okay, very good. Yeah, the workshop, by the way, is the webinar that's coming up this Thursday, the 19th, in a couple of days. That is free. But the workshop is a 2-day workshop. It's 4 hours of training. It's some things say it's an hour and a half each day, but it's actually 2 hours each day. It's June 2nd and 3rd. It's a Thursday and a Friday. And it is going to cover how to find out what tax sales are coming up and how to do your due diligence. It's a hands-on workshop. So, stay tuned for information on how to register for that. I'm going to make it available at 80% off. It's a $997 training that I'm going to make available for $197. You can't sign up for it yet. Some people got in for free because this is happening when the Maryland tax sales are going on, and I do have a course for Maryland. Anybody that purchased my Maryland course will also get in for free to this training. But for everybody else, it's $197, and I'm only taking 20 new people into the workshop because it is a hands-on workshop, and I already have people that are in it already. Okay, yeah, and Nicole has put in those dates for you. Save the dates, June 2nd and 3rd. It will be at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so 12 to 2 p.m. each day. So if you're on Pacific time, that's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And if you're on Central, that's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you're on Central, you could do it during lunch hour, a long lunch hour, a two-hour lunch. If you're on Pacific time and you have a 9-to-5 job, maybe you could just take the morning off or go into work late. Okay. So any other questions? Again, what is your number one question when it comes to investing in tax liens or tax deeds? I'd love to answer that for you. Also, for those of you who are not in our Investing for Success Facebook group, we have a free Facebook group that has over 600 people in it. And you just have to answer some questions to join. We just want to make sure that you're interested in tax liens and tax deeds and that you're going to agree to our terms for joining, which just means that you're going to be nice. You're not going to solicit. You're not going to say nasty things to anybody, that's all. And that, yes, you're interested in tax liens or tax deeds. Otherwise, there's people that just go out there and join groups just to sell stuff to people. So we don't want you to do that. So that's why we like you to agree to the terms before we let you in. And Nicole has put in the link to the Facebook group. If you're not a member of that group, we also have, it is a private group. You can't see what's in it unless you join. We also have a private group for members that is only for members, where members can actually talk to each other and get my help with stuff. Okay. Nicole, did we get any other questions? And am I forgetting anything? By the way, we had a great conference earlier this month. In the beginning of the month, we had, it was the beginning of this month. We had a great tax lien investing conference. One of our speakers was Mika Coleman, and she spoke about tax deed investing and overages. Now, I don't do overages, but I get a lot of questions about overages, and she does. So I brought her back to do a webinar. She did a webinar for us last week, and she offered her course on overages at $100 discount. So if anybody is interested in overages and you want to get that course, that was a wealth building webinar, so we really don't have the replay available to anybody except for members. Members of the Tax Lien Profits Accelerator and Wealth Building webinars get access to the replay. But if you're interested in her course, let us know, and we'll give you the code to get, we'll send you to the place to get it and give you the code. It's a $997 course, and she gave $100 off. She gave us a code for that. That is only good through tomorrow. It was only good for a week. Actually, it might be good through Thursday, because she said it was good for a week. So I think she's keeping it good through Thursday. So if anybody's interested in overages, she's the best person to go to for that, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and she's helped a lot of people get finder's fees for overages, which is not, there's some states where it just doesn't work very well. But in some states, there are ways to get around things, and Mika knows them. So she's the person to learn from. All right. So we had no more questions. So if you guys, I'm going to give you a minute to give me your questions, because if nobody else has any other questions, I will see you next month. We do this on the second and third Tuesday of the month. Now, next month, though, I am in a course. I'm taking a leadership course next month, and I'm going to be pretty busy. So I just need to check my calendar and make sure that those days are still available for next month. And so while I'm doing that, you guys have time to think of your question that you want me to answer today, right? All right, so the second Tuesday, I will not be available of next month, and I won't be available the third Tuesday either. Oh, wait a minute. I will be available the third Tuesday. So what we're going to do, Nicole, next month, I'm not going to be here. The second Tuesday is the 14th. I am going to be in a course all day that day. And the third is the 21st. I will be here the 21st. So our next Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live will be on the 21st. So we're going to do it the 21st and the 28th. So we're going to do it instead of the second and third Thursday, we're going to do it the third and fourth, not Thursday, Tuesday. We're going to do it the third and fourth Tuesday of the month next month. So you guys are not going to see me on here for another month. Okay, so it'll be the third Tuesday of June. Okay, and Nicole has put a link for you to find out how you can get the replay of Mika's webinar. It's a wealth building webinar, and you could join wealth building webinars. It's $49 a month, but you get access to all of the archived webinars. And you'd find out more about wealth building webinars on the link that Nicole has put in the comments for you. Any other questions before we wrap it up for today? And I did have an announcement about a free webinar that we're doing Thursday night. By the way, that webinar is at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So that would be 4 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And Nicole had put in the link, the Zoom link for that. Nicole, you could put that in again to the comments in case somebody can't find it. Okay, so last call for questions from me. I hope to see you guys on the webinar Thursday night. And maybe I'll see some of you in the workshop that we're doing June 2nd and 3rd. Keep an eye on your inbox if you're on my list. Keep an eye on your inbox for information about how to register to join us for the workshop. Okay, and Nicole has put the Zoom link again to register for the free webinar Thursday night. And everybody have a really nice rest of your week, and go out there and start investing in tax liens and make some profit. Okay, bye.